Zdravíčko, dámy a pánové, tady Gulák, ten nejúžasnější kosec na tomhle internetu. Dneska tady máme další úžasnou watch party, hoši, protože Chinese Deadly Bubble Chin Disaster, kámo, to bude heavy, protože, kámo, jako to na mě vyskočilo a vypadalo to skutečně funny, jakože extrémně goofy a prostě goofy a ten, kámo, prostě problém, takže jdem se na to kouknout. Uvidíme, co z toho bude, hoďte like. Zastavujeme tohleto vysílání, abychom vám představili našeho nového sponzora. A jo, my žádnýho nemáme, ale tady se koukám, že v mých tabulkách jde vidět, že tady moc lidí neodebírá. No nic, tak co kdybyste tady dali odběr, protože pokud dáte odběr a like, tak se automaticky stanete trošičku úžasnějším člověkem. A to se vždycky vyplatí, protože pomůžete jak sobě, tak svému okolí, protože být okolo trochu úžasnějšího člověka je vždycky úžasný. Takže dejte like, dejte odběr, budu moc za to rád a...
We all know that having a sharper and more defined jawline is probably one of the best aesthetics you can have. And after taking a totally unbiased facial analysis that's not led by unhealthy beauty standards or anything,
moje jawline je absolutně defined.
it told me, yeah, you know what you need? More chin. And luckily, I'm not the only one, because recently on Douyin, people started injecting these unknown substances into
Ty kokos.
their chin just to stretch it into that super
Okay.
sharp V-shaped aesthetic.
Okay.
Except what started as a sharper
To je actually zajímavé, to nechápu, proč jako dělají, se nedá dělat jako normálně botoxem nebo tak něčím. Bych čekal jako, že prostě bude fungovat jako normálně botox, nebo při nejhorším, že tam hodíš takový ten olej, ty vole, to si nespomenu, jak se jmenuje, takový ten olej, co si lidi dávají do svalů, že jo, ten Rusák s těma obrovskýma bicepsama je na to jako expert, tak bych čekal jako, že to tam uděláš a že jako a ne něco nového.
chin started uncontrollably getting longer and longer, which is how millions of people started ending up with these
Jako asi je to hrozný, kámo. Co to kurva?
so-called deformed bubble chins, where your chin just starts drooping and growing downwards. And honestly, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, how did this all start? You see, in traditional Chinese facial
To je funny jak zmrt.
aesthetics theory, there's this thing called the golden ratio of the face.
Tak ty kokos golden ratio.
ピザモッツァレラピザモッツァレラレンラレンラレンラレンラいいね
Basically, they divide your face into 3 horizontal
A
sections.
tak to je častý, to je klasika, že jo?
And in an ideal face, each section is supposed to take up roughly about 1/3 of your facial length. You know, so all sections are in harmony together, okay? Everything needs to be harmonized nowadays. Now, guess which section
No.
everybody suddenly became obsessed with? Yeah, the bottom half. No, the bottom half of your face. Because apparently your
Ale já jsem za tu jako spodní část docela zajímavý. Povstav se, kámo.
chin isn't just your chin anymore. It's now responsible for determining whether your face looks
No, tak to je zrovna čin je asi jedna z těch věcí, co dokážeš jako buď zkrátit, nebo prodloužit jako s nějakou operací, že jo? Jako líp než zbytek toho obličeje, no.
balanced, long enough, slim enough, feminine enough. You name it. And there's one celebrity that gets brought up over and over again, and that's Angela Baby. She's basically treated as a blueprint for perfect facial proportions.
Tak to nevím,
Heart-shaped
no.
face, sharp jawline, balanced profile.
Asi OK, ale ty kokos takhle foukneš ty kokos a taková píseš na bouře se kámo, z toho make-upu
Everything matching those so-called golden ratio measurements that everyone's obsessing over. Whether she's had plastic surgery or not, that's been debated for years, and that's besides the point. The point is that she's become the reference image everyone is chasing. So if you naturally have a square-shaped face or a pear face, congratulations. You failed before the game even started. And I'm not even exaggerating either, because some of these beauty companies advertise that having a short chin disrupts the proportions of the upper and lower face. So you gotta make sure that you have a chin that can slice through anything. And this is why chin augmentation has exploded in popularity over the last few years. It was simple. You inject filler, most commonly hyaluronic acid,
Aha, uj,
once again, into
ty kokos, a tak, ale to je něco jiného. To je něco jiného než ten olej do svalů.
the chin, and it can either push your chin forward, make your face look longer, or create that super pointy V-shaped look that everyone was chasing. It was
Tak
easy,
jednoduchý to je, tak jednoduchý to je.
cheap, convenient, and fast. Since you're not committing to permanent surgery, you're just trying it out. You get a new chin, you
Že, co?
post your pictures, and it just slowly goes back to normal. No commitment
Hovno. Do piče.
at all. Basically a free trial for your face. So naturally,
Já jsem...
people loved it. But then after a few months, some people's chins started getting swollen and started growing a bit longer than they'd like.
Normálně zpátky kopici, ty vole. Tohle je hodně faraon, tohle už začíná být hodně faraonský, kámo.
Just a bit. So they went to dissolve the filler, and even afterwards, it just started growing longer and longer.
No faraoni, kámo, faraoni.
Uncontrollably. Their chins just didn't seem to know when to stop. And over time, gravity started pulling it downward until the entire lower half of the face was distorted.
Kámo, tak to je v hajzlu.
Which is what eventually created a new variant of our bubble face disaster. It's like their little brother, the bubble chin effect. Now, of course, people start asking, what is going on? Okay, how is this even possible? Well, according to multiple reports, these people weren't actually getting ordinary filler anymore. Instead, many people ended up having baby face collagen and growth peptides injected into
takže ty klasický peptidy a kámo a nějaký baby co?
Now, of course, people start asking, what is going on? Okay, how is this even possible? Well, according to multiple reports, these people weren't actually getting ordinary filler anymore. Instead, many people ended up having baby face
collagen. Kurva, baby face collagen.
Collagen and growth peptides injected into their chins. And these were promoted as a newer type of wrinkle removal filler that would supposedly stimulate the person's own cells. Okay. Stimulate them to do what exactly?
下巴打了三角因子，现在越来越大。
Kámo, to už asi neuřízneš, co?
网络能找到帮我解决我这种问题，因为我去年在长沙，做了2次，但是没有做好。其实我一直在修复的路上，找不到真正能解决问题，千万要谨慎哈。所以
vzít flexu a dělat a je to.
那个产品如果里面有三角因子什么的，那就会跟我这样子后悔莫及。
Unlike normal temporary filler that just gradually disappears over time, this material behaved completely differently. Instead of being absorbed by the body, it stayed inside the tissue and started shifting around as well as harden and stimulate this abnormal growth. And combine that with the fact that your chin is constantly moving. Every day you're eating, talking, smiling, you're just making facial expressions. And over time, gravity starts pulling your chin downward and the filler also starts going lower and lower.
我下巴变成这样了，这个
Takže ti prostě spadne držka, ty koc, to je v hajzlu.
是我6年前打的玻尿酸，但是当时第一次做这种东西不太懂，然后也没
Ježiši. No a neudělala jsi homework, no, to jsi nezjistila,
做
kámo.
功课，我就去了一个小美容
Kámo, a to ani borci jako nebudou mít na žalobu nic, kámo, to se špíči, protože ty už si všechno podepsal, že jo, ty už si všechno podepsal, všechny povolení a píčoviny, takže ty jsi jako doslova v hajzlu, podle mě. To je fakt zajít si do nejbližšího, jako toho, do nejbližšího prostě dílny, kámo, zámečnický dílny, ať vezmou flexo a udělají vole, anebo ještě si to nechat někde, vole, úplně uříznout, vole.
院打的，这已经整整6
To se
年。
nebude ani, kámo, jestli to ještě třeba nějak se spojilo s těma, vole, s tím zbytkem toho těla, tyhle, to musí být hrozný problém to odstranit, to je v píči, jako.
了都没有代谢掉，我不知道是因为那个人的技术问题，还是
Jako hej, už já nejsem doktor, ale tohle je extrém, kámo.
原材料的问题。好的时候，这个
To je hrozně funny. To je prostě, chápeš, to je reálně takový neštěstí, kterému se prostě, to se ti každý vysměje, že to si směl přečíst. Měl přečíst prostě, jako natáhli, dobře je natáhli, ale prostě tomu se prostě, já se, jako to je prostě tak skurveně goofy a prostě čurák.
下巴也是凹凸不平的。然后不好的时候，比如说我熬夜啊，或者说上火，它这里就会肿肿胀胀的。我昨天晚上是喝了酒加熬夜，一觉醒来这里肿得跟鸡蛋一样，而且很硬，就是异物感很明显，而且我没有办法张大嘴说话，也不能笑了，只要一用力，这里就很疼。我的嘴巴也是，我要刻意的闭上，它才能合起来，不然它就是半开的，因为这很重啊。刚刚我吃了消炎药了，但不知道有没有用。你们有碰到过这种情况吗？这该怎么办？
No, že tady říká, jestli jste to úplně asi nestihli, pravděpodobně ne, tak ona říká, že prostě, jak je to tam, že je to tam tvrdý, že je to tam oteklý a že prostě, když mluví, nebo když mluví, taky to bolí, že jí to tahá a že prostě nemůže spát, nemůže mluvit pořádně, že jí to všude bolí, kámo, a tady nemůže mluvit se svojí otevřenou pusou a prostě tak, no, takže.
是我要刻意的闭上它才能合起来，不然它就是
Jo.
半开的，因为这很
No, takže tady taky říká, že, že jak je to těžký, pravděpodobně, tak jako musí jako nedrží pusa jako sama o sobě zavřená, prostě musí jako přemýšlet nad tím, aby ji držela uzavřenou.
重啊！刚刚我吃了消炎药了，但不知道有没有用。你们有碰到过这种情况吗？这该怎么办？
And it somehow gets even worse because some people started developing bone resorption. Basically, the
Cože?
bone inside your chin can start thinning away, and this
Aha,
is exactly what happened to a Chinese influencer
ty kokos, tak to už začíná, tak tady už sranda skončila, kámo. Ty kokos, oni budou vypadat jako ty borky, co natírali urániem, kámo, hodinkový ručičky, aby svítily, tak oni to natírali a namáčeli a trošičku to oblizovali ty štětečky, tak pak jim to odumřela celá držka, kámo, do sraček.
named Yaki. At just 16 years old, Yaki roughly paid 1,000 RMB for 2 chin injections, and it was simple, hyaluronic acid, the same thing everybody else was getting. It was safe. And immediately afterward, everything
Mně se líbí, jak prostě oni úplně bez problémů udělají takovýhle pojeb, kámo, ty doktoři.
looked great. Her face looked noticeably longer and the natural V shape was there. But then something happened that at first she was actually happy about because the filler didn't go away. You see, hyaluronic acid is supposed to be absorbed by the body and dissolve after a couple months. And months passed and her chin didn't change at all. At first she thought, wow, what an amazing deal, right? Wait, everybody else has to keep paying for maintenance, but mine is still here? Talk about the worst buy one get one free deal. Because eventually her chin slowly started changing shape. It started swelling really bad and she experienced
Co to kurva je?
constant itching and redness. And slowly her chin started going downward. And real quick, this is all very dangerous, we know that, but having your data leaked is also bad. If you Google yourself right now, you might find your name, your address, all exposed by these sketches. And Cognate is basically like your cleanup crew for emails, addresses, numbers, and
to není moje oblíbená VPNka.
over time. And their biggest thing
Jo,
is
tak to jsou jenom na to jsou myslím jenom na ty skurvený kamotové data, takže to je jako, to není úplně jenom,
their custom removals feature. Let's say you
ty se nezaměřují na tu VPNku jako přímo na ty data, no, hej.
find a random website that's exposing your info, the removal.
Asi docela v čelu.
This is one of the most useful too. There's a 30-day money back guarantee if you're not feeling it. So if you don't want randoms having access to your personal
Hej, asi to zkuste, budete mít video v popisku, tak se tam běžte podívat, jestli tohleto. Celkově týpek má docela zajímavý video o té Číně. Já asi ještě pár videí na ní hodně jako schlídnem, protože to je na Watch Party úplně superový, některé ty věci jsou docela zajímavý, hej.
info. You can check out Incognito using the link in the description and support your boy using code WANI for 60% off the annual plan. Just go to incognito.com/WANI. Thank you Incognito for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back into it. It just kept getting longer and longer, day after day, and it kept bulging, which eventually led her to that bubble
Ty píčo.
chin appearance. This damage started affecting how her mouth actually functioned, and her lower lip wouldn't even open properly anymore. So for several days, her mouth was essentially stuck in one position. She couldn't eat really, and moving or talking with her mouth
Ty píčo, fuj.
almost impossible. And she was stuck living with it for years as her bone in the chin kept thinning and weakening. In essence, we're like, why doesn't she just remove it? Like, why doesn't she just dissolve the filler? Well, that assumes that what's inside her chin is actually filler. A lot of these bubble chin cases happened when people went to these unregulated beauty salons who use cheap
Miluju neregulovaný sračky, kámo. Ten je banger. Neregulovaný gambler, neregulovaný drogy, neregulovaný beauty salony. To je perfektní, kámo.
counterfeit products. So if you don't actually know what was injected, how are you supposed to dissolve it? Whatever filler was injected could start spreading to multiple layers of tissue and even start mixing with other components of your chin. And every single time doctors cut into the area to do like a repair, it would create another injury. So, you know, you think people would just take a step back for a bit, okay? Just stop this, right? Unfortunately, it got even crazier because people who ended up with these bubble chins decided to take matters into their own hands to remove it themselves.
Ooh.
With scissors. Because there's another...
Kamo, Kámo, já jsem si s tou flexou dělal prdel.
Another case that came out in June 2025, and this one genuinely sounds like a horror movie. It involved a woman in Nanjing named Miss Deng. Now, she was already trying
Sorry, to je trošičku rasistický jméno.
to repair a previously failed bubble chin injection. She spent years trying to fix it. She searched on Douyin, Xiaohongshu, worst possible decision, by the way. And then she kept seeing posts from this one clinic page called Suzhou Yumei Medical Aesthetics. Every single patient they did had perfect results. Almost too perfect. I mean, if you take a look at their profile, they specifically advertise experience in repairing bubble chins involving these so-called growth peptides. Not only that, but they claimed that they had specialized filler repair technology. Foreign substance
Já mám, jako, je v píči, že jak oni šli do těch neregulovaných salonů, tak ti prostě neřeknou, co na tebe použili, protože oni nechcou být, že jo, právně zodpovědný a takový píčoviny, tak nechcou, aby na ně přišli, vole.
stuck in your face? Easy. Complicated repairs that nobody wants to touch? This guy lives for it. So Ms. Ding traveled there for a consultation, and the price? 20,000 yuan. So definitely not cheap at all. And after a couple of weeks of thinking, she agreed to it. And this is where everything
Ty vole, $3,000, to je dost, píčo.
started going downhill. I'll explain this in the least gruesome way possible, okay?
No, poslouchám.
Basically, they took a hot needle and then they started using it to drag her chin back and forth.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm not a surgeon, but you know, if somebody tells me that they're going to take a hot burning needle and scrape it on my chin back and forth, I think I'll just live with it, honestly. Just 3 days later, large blisters started forming around her chin, and the doctors saw this, saw what was happening, and they basically told her, that's normal, just trust the process. And this is where they sent her home with instructions and Chinese ointment. Except the instructions they gave her to treat it at home were to use scissors to cut it off herself.
To ne.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
To si děláš, kozy. Ty kokos, fuj, ne?
Yeah, this is absolutely insane.
Ty píčo, no to je ty kokos, no. Kámo.
Not even medical scissors either. So every day she cleaned the wound and would just start trimming at it every single day. And the wound, it kept getting bigger. And then signs of infection started appearing. And despite all of that, they kept reassuring her that if she kept cutting away at it, it would heal. I mean, it makes sense, right? Your body will start adapting to it as you trim it and
No tak jasný, protože já jsem Maharaga, kámo.
reverse curse technique, yeah. This continued for another month and a half, and at that point, her chin deteriorated so badly that a large hole had actually formed in her chin. And it left Miss Ding with a really massive scar that spanned over 6 centimeters across her chin. This
Kokos,
was honestly brutal because she even said that this completely destroyed her
to je jako co, to je jako, vole, jako kdyby měl Geraltismu jenom na bradu.
For those 6 months. And on June 17th, a reporter accompanied Miss Ding to go back to Yumei Medical Aesthetics to see what was up. You'd expect some kind of explanation or some accountability. Instead, when they arrived, the doors were locked and the windows were shut. Sitting at the
Pure classic.
entrance was a notice saying that the business is currently undergoing renovations and was temporarily closed. Of course it
Kámo, nedokážou jim nic prostě.
was. I mean, it's always renovations. They're just renovating how to cover up this case. But man, the timing was comical because the clinic that just announced that they had revolutionary filler repair technology literally just shut down in less than a year. And this is where people started looking at these failed cases of these bubble chins and these filler injections. And they said, you know why there are so many failed cases of these injections? You know why bubble chins even exist? Because they're not permanent. So they moved on to using chin implants. Basically, a lot of people saw what was happening with these bubble chins, and many of them gradually shifted to getting actual implants. It's not liquid, right? It's not filler, it's literally permanent. During a procedure, the doctor will make a small incision inside of the mouth rather than outside because this will avoid scarring. That's one of the reasons why these chin implants are being marketed as being discreet. You just choose the implant and then it's directly placed into your jaw to either push it more forward or just completely change your side profile. Finally, the perfect solution. No more revisiting the clinic every couple months, no more bubble chins. Instead, you just install one permanent chin. But the reality is, it can get even worse because the implant can start absorbing into your bone. This is where many cases of bone erosion start
Ty vole, to je taková píčovina, to není možný.
happening because the implant started sinking into the bone itself. Not just that, but this patient here actually developed the protruding teeth because the implant was severely compressing the roots of the person's teeth. And the implant started pulling the entire mouth.
Takže jako prostě ty implantáty, které si tam dala, tak tady začal vytráčovat zuby nahoru. To je sračka.
Outward. Yeah, that is insane. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why most hospitals don't even do implant-based chin augmentation, and it's not because the doctors can't do it. The risks are just way too high and complicated. Of course, not every chin injection ends up with someone developing a bubble chin. There are legitimate medical professionals, but it's slowly becoming harder and harder for the average person to tell the difference. You can spend hours researching, looking at reviews, before and after photos, and you could still not even know what exactly
No to je jako extrémní problém, jako v té Číně tam to musí být namrdanýho.
you're walking into.
To si podle mě nemůžete vůbec jako představit, jak kolik oni tam musí mít tady těch biznisů, kámo, který jsou v podstatě na náš trh. Možná by, kdyby se přehodili na náš trh, tak by byly třeba milionový, prostě absolutně mega úspěšný, vole. A prostě jich tam úplně mrdá, kámo.
If anything goes wrong, good luck fighting a company funded by millions. I mean, what are they gonna do? Investigate themselves? Yeah, they're gonna do everything they can to cover it up. So yeah, once again, another bubble variant has emerged, and hopefully this time it doesn't get as bad as before, and people, you know, see the red flags and stay away from it.
Kámo, ani píču, ale ty jsi... Kámo, prostě ty vole, to je... Ježíš, takovou píčovinu. Jakože, hoši, jak říkám, já třeba s tím nemám problémy, já vám to vyloženě doporučuji, takovýho pořádného faraona na bradu, to potřebujete, hoši. Nic, byla to funny watch party za mě, hoši, absolutní banger, zdar.